The Battle of Baekjeong, which took place in 660 CE, is one of the most significant events in Korean history. This pivotal battle marked the downfall of the ancient Korean kingdom of Baekje, one of the three kingdoms of Korea, and set the stage for the eventual unification of the Korean peninsula under the Silla dynasty. The battle involved a complex web of alliances, betrayals, and strategies, ultimately leading to the demise of a once powerful kingdom. Baekje, along with Goguryeo and Silla, was one of the three kingdoms that dominated the Korean peninsula during the first millennium CE. Baekje was known for its cultural and military prowess, having played a crucial role in spreading Buddhism and other cultural advancements to Japan. The kingdom, located in the southwestern part of the peninsula, was a formidable power in East Asia, often engaging in conflicts and alliances with its neighbors, including the Tang dynasty of China and the Japanese Yamato state. However, by the 7th century, Baekje found itself increasingly squeezed by the growing power of its neighbors, particularly Silla, which had formed an alliance with the Tang dynasty. The roots of the Battle of Baekjeong can be traced to the complex geopolitical landscape of East Asia during the 7th century. The Tang dynasty, under Emperor Gaozong, sought to expand its influence over the Korean peninsula. Recognizing the strategic importance of Korea, the Tang dynasty formed an alliance with the kingdom of Silla, which was eager to break the power of its two rivals, Baekje and Goguryeo. The alliance between Tang and Silla was a critical factor in the eventual downfall of Baekje. Baekje, aware of the growing threat from the Tang-Silla alliance, sought to bolster its defenses and secure its position by forming alliances of its own. One of the most significant of these was Baekje's alliance with Japan. The Yamato state of Japan had long-standing cultural and political ties with Baekje, which had played a crucial role in introducing Buddhism and other aspects of Chinese culture to Japan. The alliance between Baekje and Japan was based on mutual interest. Baekje needed military support, while Japan sought to protect its cultural and political ties with the Korean peninsula. Despite these alliances, Baekje faced an increasingly precarious situation. The kingdom was plagued by internal strife, with factions within the royal court vying for power. This internal instability weakened Baekje's ability to respond effectively to external threats. In contrast, Silla, under the leadership of King Muyul, was growing stronger and more unified, bolstered by its alliance with the Tang dynasty. King Muyul, a shrewd and determined leader, was determined to break the power of Baekje and unify the Korean peninsula under Silla rule. In 660 CE, the Tang-Silla alliance launched a coordinated military campaign against Baekje. The Tang forces, led by General Su Dingfang, and the Silla forces, commanded by General Kim Yushin, combined their forces and advanced on Baekje from both land and sea. The Tang army, a highly disciplined and well-equipped force, was one of the most formidable military powers in the world at the time. The Silla forces, though smaller, were also highly motivated and well-prepared, thanks to the leadership of General Kim Yushin, one of Korea's most celebrated military commanders. The campaign against Baekje began with a series of battles and skirmishes along the border regions. Despite some initial successes, Baekje's forces were gradually pushed back by the superior numbers and coordination of the Tang-Silla alliance. The decisive confrontation took place at the fortress of Baekjeong, a strategically important stronghold that served as a key defensive position for the kingdom. The fortress of Baekjeong, located near the Baekje capital of Sabi, modern-day Bio, was heavily fortified and well defended. Baekje's king Weija, realizing the gravity of the situation, gathered his remaining forces and prepared for a final stand against the invading armies. The Baekje forces, though outnumbered and outmatched, were determined to defend their homeland to the last. The battle that ensued was brutal and intense, with both sides fighting fiercely for control of the fortress. The Tang-Silla alliance employed a combination of direct assaults and siege tactics, aiming to break through Baekje's defenses and capture the fortress. Despite their numerical superiority, the Tang and Silla forces faced stiff resistance from the Baekje defenders, who fought with desperation and valor. However, the superior coordination and resources of the Tang-Silla alliance eventually began to take their toll. The Baekje defenders, exhausted and demoralized by the relentless assaults, struggled to maintain their positions. The turning point came when the Tang forces managed to breach the walls of the fortress, overwhelming the Baekje defenders and forcing them into a chaotic retreat. The fall of the fortress of Baekjeong marked the effective end of Baekje as an independent kingdom. King Baekje, realizing that further resistance was futile, fled the capital with a small retinue of loyal followers. He sought refuge in a remote mountain fortress, hoping to rally his remaining forces and continue the fight. However, with the fall of Baekjeong, the Tang-Silla alliance had gained the upper hand, and the remnants of Baekje's army were quickly mopped up by the victorious forces. In the aftermath of the battle, Baekje's capital, Sabi, was captured by the Tang-Silla alliance. The city was sacked, and the royal palace was burned to the ground. King Baekje was eventually captured by the Tang forces and taken as a prisoner to China, where he spent the rest of his life in exile. The fall of Baekje was a catastrophic event for the kingdom, marking the end of its nearly 700-year history as a major power in the Korean peninsula. The conquest of Baekje had far-reaching consequences for the Korean peninsula. With Baekje's defeat, Silla and Tang turned their attention to Goguryeo, the last remaining kingdom in the Three Kingdoms period. After a series of protracted campaigns, Goguryeo too fell to the Tang-Silla alliance in 668 CE. With the collapse of both Baekje and Goguryeo, Silla was able to consolidate its power and achieve the long-sought goal of unifying the Korean peninsula under its rule. This period, known as the Unified Silla period, marked a new chapter in Korean history, characterized by cultural and political development and increased interactions with China and Japan. The Battle of Baekjeong is also remembered for its impact on Japanese history. The defeat of Baekje, a close ally of Japan, had significant repercussions for the Yamato state. Japan's attempts to intervene in the conflict and support Baekje were ultimately unsuccessful, leading to a shift in Japan's foreign policy and its relationships with the Korean peninsula. The fall of Baekje also led to an influx of Baekje refugees, including members of the royal family, scholars, and artisans into Japan. These refugees played a crucial role in transmitting Baekje's cultural and technological achievements to Japan, contributing to the development of Japanese civilization during the Asuka period. The legacy of the Battle of Baekjeong and the fall of Baekje is still felt in Korea today. The battle is a symbol of the tragic downfall of a proud and powerful kingdom, and it is remembered as a key event in the long and complex history of the Korean peninsula. The site of the ancient Baekje capital, now a UNESCO World Heritage Site, is a testament to the kingdom's rich cultural heritage and its enduring influence on Korean history. In recent years, historians and archaeologists have continued to study the Battle of Baekjeong and the broader context of the fall of Baekje. Excavations and research have uncovered new insights into the military strategies, political dynamics, and cultural exchanges that shaped this pivotal period in Korean history. These efforts have deepened our understanding of the Three Kingdoms period and the forces that led to the unification of the Korean peninsula. In conclusion, the Battle of Baekjeong in 660 CE was a defining moment in Korean history, marking the end of the Baekje kingdom and paving the way for the unification of Korea under Silla. The battle was the culmination of a complex web of alliances, strategies, and conflicts that reflected the broader geopolitical landscape of East Asia during the 7th century. The fall of Baekje had profound and lasting consequences for Korea, Japan, and the wider region, shaping the course of history for centuries to come.